Hi guys, just wanted to take a second to show you the updated messaging feature within iCare Manager. So if you are on your homepage, which this is what my homepage looks like, if you come up to the envelope and click here for messages, you can see what our new message board looks like. If you had previous messages from prior to this update, you do have the ability to click on to go to old messages. You haven't lost any of them. And when you click on this, it's just going to take you back to the old screen so that you can see some of those previous messages. Okay, haven't lost anything. But I do want to show you how to compose a new message. So if you click on this, you will notice that now it's set up very, very similarly to email to make this a lot easier to use. So in this case, I can send a message. I'm going to send it to myself. You have the ability to CC somebody, carbon copy somebody on this. And you also now have the ability to BCC somebody or blind carbon copy somebody. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page with this. If you were to blind CC somebody on a message, then the people that you sent the message to or you carbon copied, they're not going to be able to see that you blind copied this person, but this person here that you blind copied is going to be able to see the whole message. Okay. So in this case, you would type your subject again, just like an email. So in this case, I'm going to say, test message. Oops, if I can spell. You do still have the ability to add entire programs. So here, if you wanted to send to everybody that worked at a certain house or everybody that worked in a certain program, you can go ahead and select that. You also have the ability to send to roles. If you wanted to send to, all FLDs, all PDs, all DSPs, you have the ability to do that. And then groups we haven't set up yet, but those are coming soon. Groups are going to help us narrow down some of the caseloads that our staff have. So that would include like our program directors and how many homes are under there and all the homes that, all the people that are assigned to those homes, that would be in one group so that we can easily communicate with an entire caseload. Same thing for our senior FLDs. They oversee, their own house plus at least one other house within residential. So we want to create their own group for those houses and those staff. So that is coming. But here in the body of the message, you would type whatever it is that you're sending to somebody. So in this case, I'm just going to say test message for new messaging feature in ICM. Here, you have the ability to allow recipients of your message to add others to this message. So this is in here just as an example. If you were to maybe attach a file, which you have the ability to still do just like we did in our old messaging feature, maybe you attached a file of an injury that somebody had, somebody that we serve received, and you sent that to your program director. Then in that case, you may want to say, I'm not going to check this because I included, personal protected healthcare information for this person. I named names. This is not something that really should be going to anybody else within Bella McCree. So that really is just the ability to lock down these messages even further, just to protect the private healthcare information of the people that we serve, as well as staff. If as a supervisor you were communicating to, say, HR or finance, or to your program director about a specific staff, and you want to lock down that message and make sure that whatever it is that you put in this message can't be sent to anybody else, then you wouldn't check this box. But if this is something like this message is just sort of a generic message, I'm not naming any names, I'm not including any protected healthcare information, so I don't care if the person that I send this to adds others to this message. This is nothing that's sensitive, so I don't mind it. Again, I have the ability to go ahead and choose a file if I wanted to, and that would attach here. But I'm going to go ahead and send this message to myself, and this is what it looks like when you get a message within iCare Manager. If I were, not logged into the system and I was coming into the system later, then this messaging icon would be lit up to let me know that there's a message, but I'm already in this feature, so it's just showing me my message right now. So here you can see who sent it to me. You can see what the subject is. The message will show about the first line of that message. So if I had written, an entire paragraph, that's not all going to show here. It's just going to show me that first line. It's going to show me if I had any replies or comments to this, and it's going to show me the date and time that it was sent to me. So I'm going to go here and click on this message and bring this up. And then up at the top here, I want to show you, you have the ability to forward this. You have the ability to blind copy somebody to this so that, maybe you want to put your supervisor on this. You also have the ability to see logs. So if I click on this, I'll come back after I add some comments so that you can see. But you do still have the ability to do read receipts just like we did before. If you click on this, you can see that Trisha Timmons read this on, today, whenever it is that I opened this message. So you're still going to be able to see all that. You also have the ability to now print. That was not an option before in the old messaging system. So here, in order to reply, you're going to make a comment, because again, this is not email, this is internal messaging. So I'm going to make a comment to this, and I'm going to say, that's great, I got this message. Maybe I wanted to choose my own file to upload. I can do that here, and I'm going to go ahead and say reply. Now I also have the ability here, because the originator of that message, which was me, did not click that button that said, hey, you can't add people to this conversation. I can add people to this conversation. So I can go ahead and click on this button, and it's going to give me a list of all of our staff. Again, you don't have to scroll through, just like any other feature in iCare Manager. You can go ahead and start typing. So I'm going to go ahead and send this to my guy, Abraham Lincoln. And I have the ability, so say there was a whole bunch of messages going back and forth. I could say, I want, my buddy Abraham Lincoln to be able to see everything from the initial message and all of the comments in between to this one that I'm now adding him to, or maybe I only want him to see new messages moving forward. I just want to bring him in, at the tail end of this. This now is a project that's for him. If he doesn't need to see all of the other messages that went back and forth. So that's really something that you want to keep in mind. If I'm clicking all messages, this person that I'm adding is not going to be able to see everything. So you want to make sure that it's appropriate that they see everything. So in this case, I'm going to say he can see all this. I'm going to go ahead and select it. And here kind of flags, and it says, who added who to this messaging stream. So that way everybody kind of knows who's here. And then he is now up here as well. So now if I click on logs, sorry, I should have done that later. But if I click on logs now, it's going to keep a record of who added who, maybe who got rid of who, whatever that looks like. So that way we can kind of see, who's getting all of these messages. It's a great feature, especially when we are sharing private healthcare information or any kind of sensitive information back and forth. Okay. So once that's done, if I go back to my messaging, I can see, all of the comments. Maybe Abraham Lincoln's going to jump in here and he's going to make a comment, and all of these comments will be listed here in chronological order as they're received. Okay, so that's our new messaging feature. Hopefully you find that helpful. We're trying to make it as close to email as possible to make it even more user-friendly. So thanks. Have a great day.